Welcome back to Chapter 2, Part 3. Michael Porter of Harvard Business School, who developed the 5 forces model we discussed earlier, also introduced the value chain model. The value chain model describes the activities a company performs to create value as it brings in raw resources from suppliers, transforms them in some way, and then markets the product or service to buyers. In the model, the company performs primary activities directly related to the process by which the products and services are created, marketed, sold, and delivered. Support activities encompass all other processes, including administration and human resources. This model applies to both manufacturing and service settings. For example, while raw resources, the first primary activity, could be copper wire mined and trucked to a processing plant in a manufacturing setting, they could also be digital journal articles downloaded from online libraries and summarized for a briefing paper in a services setting. Making the product or service could be the chemical processing of the copper in manufacturing or consultant research and analytical synthesis in the services industry. Expanding the model beyond the company's primary and support activities to include suppliers and customers leads to a better understanding of how all the processes fit together. Events in these external parts of the chain can also offer strategic opportunities. A company may benefit from switching suppliers or from strategic alliances with a few of them to help make them more efficient. For example, Toyota encourages its auto parts suppliers to set up shop near its factories so Toyota can provide extensive training and support. Nike, the world's #1 athletic footwear maker, focuses on product development, marketing, and its branded stores, and leaves other activities such as the manufacturing of the shoes to its suppliers. Nike's control of the stores, however, ensures that the company can receive feedback directly from the consumers. Online, the extended value chain often incorporates contributions from buyers who help add value to the company's products or services. For example, Amazon's customers enrich the retailer's site by contributing their product reviews and rating the usefulness of other reviews. Benchmarking. The value chain model offers a way for organizations to compare their performance against industry benchmarks to see how they stack up, and also spot areas that should be targeted for improvement. A benchmark is a reference point used as a baseline measurement. For the value chain, one benchmark might be the % of total budget allocated to each of the primary and support activities. How does the organization's allocation compare to industry benchmarks or average expenditures? Analyzing these benchmarks can point to areas that need attention. IT spending varies by industry. For example, banking and finance spend almost 7% of revenue allocated to this component of the value chain. Building online financial services is an enormously expensive proposition. Another benchmark used for information systems is the amount spent per employee. On average, organizations spend over $13,000 per employee, including all hardware, software, salaries for IT personnel, software licensing, data center costs, telecommunication costs, and outsourced IT projects. IT spending also varies by region of the world. For example, companies in Asia spend almost 70% more per employee compared to those in Latin America and the Caribbean, and much of the additional expense goes to capital investment in infrastructure. Managers can use benchmarks like these to assess components of the extended value chain and examine how much every dollar they spend is helping to create value. Each component offers opportunities for either cost savings or improved products and services that offer more value to buyers, which can improve the company's competitiveness and, eventually, their bottom line. Michael Porter identified 3 basic strategies that are most likely to lead to success: low-cost leadership strategy, product differentiation, and focus strategy. There are also hybrid models that combine elements of these 3 strategies. Low-cost leadership. The low-cost leadership strategy means offering a similar product at a lower price compared to competitors. Kia Motors and Southwest Airlines are examples of companies that pursue a low-cost leadership strategy. To be successful, the company has to cut every gram of fat in the value chain using information systems to automate and streamline processes. A relentless search for ways to reduce operating expenses and achieve efficiencies pervades this strategy. For example, Walmart's enormous success as a low-cost leader in retailing comes especially from its IT-supported supply chain. One challenge of a low-cost leadership strategy is that it's difficult to sustain and could lead to price wars as described earlier. The founder of ASUS Tech a computer company in Taiwan that entered the laptop business with its low-cost EPC, priced less than $250, said, "We can't forget that people are running after us." Differentiation and focus. Product differentiation involves adding special features or unique add-ons for which consumers are willing to pay more. This strategy tends to reduce threats from substitute products and erects barriers to new entrants. Apple is a clear example of this strategy with its Macintosh computers, iPod, iPhone, and iTunes Store. Differentiating the product or service for a particular market niche is called a focus strategy. For example, Research in Motion positions its BlackBerry smartphone for the business and government segment with conservative looks and business-oriented features. Because the digital age has shaken the five forces that shape competition, companies can find successful paths with hybrid models, such as shooting for the best value for the lowest price. Companies also achieve a different kind of success by building a large and wrapped audience to gain market share in a market that did not exist before. YouTube took the route by attracting millions of people who wanted to share their homemade videos with friends. Google bought YouTube for more than 40 times the sum investors contributed. All of these strategies leverage information systems to succeed. Often information technology is at the heart of the company's competitive advantage. Low-cost leaders must automate as much as possible from their suppliers to their customer support services. Savings accrue from implementing information systems to support all the back-office functions and rethinking how these processes are done by eliminating steps or avoiding duplication of effort. For example, rather than asking employees to complete paper forms that are reviewed by human resource staff and then entering them into systems that manage payroll and benefits, information systems let employees handle those tasks themselves. Employees can enter benefit selections, fill in tax forms, complete timesheets, update contact information, register for professional development classes, and track vacation and sick days online.